Hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, this is Dave with Redneckanize Radio. Hope everybody's having a good old Sunday evening there, getting things started. Don't forget, we got the Freedom Convoy going up and down the road. If everybody sounds confused about it, if you're following it on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, just understand that there's a lot of different convoys starting in different states. The big one that I know about, it started out there in California, and it's heading like, I think they're in Oklahoma now, and they're going to cut up and go up into like Indiana and Ohio and Illinois and that part like that. I think they're crossing through like St. Louis. I think they're going to go up 44 and then 70 across. I think that's what they're going to do, if I remember correctly. But they're supposed to be going across 70 in Ohio. That's what we know for sure. And so if anybody's got anything updated on that, we'd appreciate any kind of feedback you got on that. But if you don't know what music we're listening to, hey, this is Ukraine rock right here, buddy. I tell you what, everybody out there right now, you talking about being like freedom fighters or any kind of like fighting for your freedom or thinking about what it's like to fight like a Ukrainian. I tell you what, those guys are doing an awesome job out there. And here at Redneckanize, when we support them and we're praying for them. And I tell you what, if it was back in the day, you know, where there wasn't much going on, I think a lot more of us would be volunteering to go over there, just like we did before the United States got into World War II. A lot of volunteers went across the ocean to fight for the British or the French, just so they can help out. And I think there would be a lot of Americans that are wanting to do that now because of course, we'll dive all into that. I got a lot of thoughts on that, and I just wanted to get that point across. But also, like I said, we're keeping up with the Freedom Convoy going out there and talking about what that's going on. And you can call in 516-387-1733. You can follow us along. We're on YouTube Live, and we're also on Facebook Live. We appreciate everybody watching and joining in on that. And see, I got a little scrolling here. I can see some comments on there. So if you're watching and if you want to comment, you can feel free to do that. I can try to catch them when I can. I gotta do a special look to do that. But if you just want to call in the song or if you want to join in the conversation, you give us a call at 516-387-1733 and you be part of the conversation. Just hit 1. And don't forget, we'd like to thank one of our great sponsors, and that's Load to Ride Trucking, Load to Ride Transportation. It's a LTR Transportation. You can check them out at ltrtransportation.com. They're one of our great sponsors. There'll also be some representatives of that carrier with us at our booth at the truck show in Louisville coming in March 24th, 25th, 26th. We'll be at the truck show in booth number 74108. So you can come check us out there, and LTR Transportation will be there as well. So you can come talk to those folks out there. And they're a great little outfit out of the trucking industry there. Let's go ahead and get that music going on there. But anyway, let's go. Keep it all rocking along here. When we're going to talk about going to the truck show, going to talk about the Freedom Convoy, and we're also going to be talking about Ukraine and what's going on out there. And just, I know I got some opinions about it, and I just thought, hey, we're talking about something. Let's talk about that. So if you've got something to say about it, give me a holler. 516-387-1733. This is Redneckanize Radio.
My baby said I was crazy. My mama called me lazy. I was gonna show them all this time. 'Cause you know I ain't no fool and I don't need no more schooling. I was born to just walk the line. Living on Tulsa time. Living on Tulsa time. Well, you know I've been through it when I set my watch back to it. Living on.
This week's episode is sponsored by LTR Transportation. Come be part of a great carrier celebrating a new year with new trucks and new growth. Check them out at ltrtransportation.com or give them a call at 720-277-0030. Thank you, LTR, for being supporter of Redneckanize. Redneckanize, common sense solutions for an uncommon world.
I was born on a bus, they say, going south. Lived at a truck stop, I never knew my mother. Never since, highway's been my home.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ed with Redneckanize Radio. Hope everybody's having a great time out there tonight. We're just trucking right along here. Give us a holler, 516-387-1733. Be part of the conversation. Just hit 1. Don't forget, I want to thank for our great sponsors out there, and that's DPF Regeneration. You can give them a holler at dpfregeneration.com. There's a great little outfit doing a lot of that DPF, what do they call it, the particulate filter cleaning, where you take the filter off, you can overnight it to them, they'll clean it in a lab, an actual clean lab. You know, if you ever think about when you get those filters cleaned, they put them in the machine's sitting in the shop over there by where the trucks get worked on. That's not clean. So you do that where you can get them actually, you know, cleaned in an actual facility that is clean, and then they overnight them back to you and you can get them right in there. But you can check them out, dpfregeneration.com, or you can give them a call at 800-634-3010. And don't forget to go check us out at redneckanize.com. We're going to be at the truck show, booth 74108, and we'll have all the information about our sponsors, and what's going on and everything like that. So check us out there. Anybody don't know, we will not be in the parking lot as usual. That's what we will not be doing. So if you got anything to say about that, we just got to direct you to the Mid-America Trucking Show website. That's truckingshow.com, and they'll let you know what's going on with that, because we're not going to be in the parking lot. So, we're trying to be all legit here and do everything by the book, and they don't want us. So, we're trying to grow and be legitimate and support everybody out there. And we like to give a shout out to all you drivers out there driving down the highway, doing the Freedom Convoy. We appreciate everybody's support doing that. And we send out all of our prayers and thank you for that. Hope everybody has a safe trip and does a lot of good out there. I've been following along on Facebook, so keep those videos coming. Everybody appreciates it. I even got friends that aren't truck drivers. They're just friends or family that I know, and they're out and about and they see it and they take videos and pictures of it. And and they had no idea. They're like, look at this, look at all this. And so it's spreading. So don't feel like if you don't see anything or whatever, you're doing it, keep doing it. And I hope everything works out. Looks like that it's growing as it goes. A lot of drivers are talking about it. You see them online where they talk about, as soon as I deliver my load in Indiana, I'm going to come join y'all. As soon as I drop a load in Tennessee, I'm going to come join y'all and all that. So there, a lot of drivers are working their way to get toward the convoy and seeing what they can do to be part of it. There's a convoy, I think it left out of Florida or Georgia, heading up 95. So different routes being taken. Convoys starting out of the New England area, coming down south. So they're all coming from all over. So don't think that it's not. You might see it if you're out and about. If you're on a major interstate, if you live along a major interstate, you might see it. So pay attention and see how that goes. And we appreciate everybody's support doing that. And hopefully, something will happen or something will change. I think the most important thing that people need to understand is that it's the free market is pretty much being attacked every day, every chance you get. And you wonder about it sometimes, and y'all remember when we had those shortages of, like, when the pandemic first happened and things were short, and then next thing you know, things got closed, and next thing you know, everything opens back up, but we still ain't got nothing. And that's because when people lost jobs and people couldn't get those paycheck protection programs, And come to find out what we're learning, I mean, this has been on like Bill Maher, like has talked about it on his show. Um, MSNBC has reported on it. Fox News has reported on it. That when it comes down to the line about all that support that the government was supposed to be given to the people that were out of work, majority of that money went to people that didn't need it, that were like, making over $400,000. The people that actually got money coming in and they got money set aside, they got a lot of money. And I don't know what it was with that, but they got the loans. And a lot of the loans are one of those, like, they're forgivable. Like they don't matter if you pay them back or not. And that was kind of the things we were freaked out about, is like you giving these people all this money and you're telling them they got to pay it back. Well, guess who's not paying it back? People that can afford to pay it back. They're not paying it back. So so that kind of thing. And what we found out is a lot of drivers, truck drivers out there, lost their jobs and didn't make any money, couldn't make money because they didn't get that money, or they didn't know how to get that money from the paycheck protection programs, or any kind of like assistance from the government. They weren't getting that stuff. So so this is what it's about. It's about letting drivers work, letting people work when they need to work. Stop trying to force any kind of rules down their throat that prevents them from working. And I hope that a lot of people will understand what I'm coming from, is it's not just about, like, you know, trucking, or everybody. It doesn't it's about the government just passes rules whenever they think it's good to pass a rule that they think, oh, this is going to be safe, or this is going to be, for health or reasons or whatever. No, they don't they don't cover the rules. They write the rules, and then what happens? As soon as they need us to do the job and do the job now, well, they don't care about the rules. We saw it during when the pandemic started. Hours of service, big time. Safety, 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 hours of service. Well, pandemic, we need freight. You know what? You don't have to abide by the hours of service. You can go ahead and break that. Hurricanes coming, break the hours of service. That kind of thing. That's the problems we have with the industry. Is that the rules can be broken whenever they want them broken. But whenever you need to, go over your time for 30 minutes to be able to go home, you can't do that. That's a violation. You're going to get a ticket. That kind of thing. And I think a lot of drivers out there, remember back when we were running paper logs and you didn't have those e-logs, it was like, ain't no law going to keep me from being at home. If I can get home, I'm going to go home. And that was, no law is going to keep me from going home. And now with the e-logs, shoot, they don't care. They don't care. It's like, hey, you went over for an hour here on this day here. Why'd you do that? Well, I was only an hour from the house. Why would I want to sit and wait 10 hours when I can just drive another hour and I'm home? And nope, they don't care. They don't care. And that's the kind of things that we're fighting here in the trucking industry. So I mean, there's articles been talking about how the driver shortage. Well, what's one of the bigger factors? Well, according to the people, when they give a survey, and there's a survey being done, what do you think is the reason for the driver shortage? And one people says, well, I'll become a truck driver, but you guys do drug testing. I mean, it was a good 45, like 38 to 45% of the potential applicants said that they would become a truck driver, but they couldn't pass the drug test because they, partaked in any kind of, like, recreational use, because it's legal in a lot of states. And then what do you call? They take that CBD oil, and a lot of times, depending on how much you take, and what it is, and where how often you take it and all that, it pops up on the drug test too. And that CBD, that's all over the place, you know. And they say it can come out on the test. A lot of people say no, I don't, and all that. But hey, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. You know, people say it does. You got actual experts saying it does. You got experts saying that it don't. So who's to say? Who knows? Guy trying to sell it to you, he gonna tell you it doesn't come up. Guy trying to keep you from buying it, he gonna tell you it does. That's what it works out to be. So yeah, the freedom convoy is about freedom, the freedom to work. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that it's just, we need to be able to do work when we want to work. When we want to work, we should be able to work. There shouldn't be any kind of laws restricting us from working, any kind of mandates requiring us to have, you know, just, I mean, look at physicals. I, it was hard for me to pass a physical. And then get out of the truck stop and people barely getting out of the truck. And then I got told a story where there's a driver driving from a big carrier and he can't even get in and out of the truck. People people have to help in and out of the truck. And they pass a physical. How you pass a physical and you can't even climb up and down the truck? How you do that? That's just crazy. It's crazy. So, one of those things is like, okay, we got to pass a physical, but if I walk in there and it's kind of like if because I didn't go to the right doctor, I don't know, who to go to get get a pass physical, that kind of thing. So those kind of things is what we're dealing with here, and the Freedom Convoy is just kind of opening people's eyes to that stuff. Is that freedom to work? Okay, don't mandate, don't require something, and all that. I mean, people are losing jobs. People are not giving opportunities to work because there's mandates that they're required to do, and then they have to jump through all these hoops. And a lot of times the people that are trying to work, well, they don't know which office to go to. They don't know what paperwork to fill out. And a lot of times it's what is it called, like a oversome. It just it boils up to where it just stresses them out. And it's like the guy knows how to drive a truck, but because he doesn't know how to fill out a form, a certain form that he has to fill out, and that's what we live with every day. Is that no, driving's the easy part. Filling out all these forms that you got to go to, and then sometimes you got to get a different form, and because you're going out of the state, not if you're staying inside the state, it's a different form than if you're going outside the state. You know, you got to know all that. And then you go up to somebody and go, well, I don't know. Can you help me out? Yeah, sure. Do this, do this. Oh, you did it wrong. Start all over. Denied. Kind of crap we deal with all the time. But anyway, that's kind of the Freedom Convoy, in my opinion. I, set me straight if it's something else. I know that people talking about it's the mandates for the mask mandates and the vaccine mandates and all that and everything. And that's kind of how it started. But then it just kind of bowled over where, you know, it's just a whole lot more of just being able to work when you want to work, being able to see the rules for what they are, where it's just obstacles to prevent you from actually working. That's pretty much all they are. So, so other than that, we're just kind of kicking back. I'm checking things on here, keeping up with the Freedom Convoy and seeing how everybody's doing. There's a let's see, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on here where the Freedom Convoys are going and everything. But we're going to keep everybody apprised of that the best we can, and seeing how all that works out. But again, like I said, you can call in at 516-387-1733 to join in on the conversation. Just hit one. We'll be on Facebook Live. We're also on YouTube Live as well. Give us a holler on that, and we'll be talking about some other things too. I wanted to mention a couple of thoughts I had about Ukraine, what's going on there, and uh, that kind of deal. So kick it back here. We're gonna take it nice and easy, and see how everything folds out. Like I said, 516-387-1733. Give us a holler. And don't forget to go check out one of our great sponsors. Great sponsors, Trucker Tools app. Download them. Download the app on the App Store and let them know what you think about it. Use the app. Try to use it. You can track freight. You can book freight. You can also find maintenance facilities, fuel stops, truck stops, Walmarts, parking, all that kind of good stuff. So go check out Trucker Tools. You can check out the website, truckertools.com. Or you can download it from your app stores, wherever you get your apps from, and that's Trucker Tools app. Their motto is it's the app for truckers. So check it out. This is Redneckanize Radio. We'll be right back.
This week's episode is sponsored by LTR Transportation. Come be part of a great carrier celebrating a new year with new trucks and new growth. Check them out at ltrtransportation.com or give them a call at 720-277-0030. Thank you, LTR, for being supporter of Redneckanize. Redneckanize, common sense solutions for an uncommon world.
Oh, you like the way that sounds? Little Jimmy Jackson is jacking up his Bronco. He's gonna lay a little rubber later on at the truck. Oh, and all the girls are getting pretty. They're spraying on the white rain. Yeah, they're gonna get rowdy tonight down at the football game. Yeah, we let it drown.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, this is Ed with Redneckanize Radio. We're coming at you here. We're live every Sunday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central. Give us a call at 516-387-1733. We're also on Facebook Live. We're also on YouTube Live, too, so go check us out there. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody doing that for us. That's been a great success for us. We're really excited about all that, and hopefully that'll be keeping us rocking and rolling through the summertime as we are trying to get rigged up for the truck shows happening. For you guys that don't know yet, pretty much everybody knows by now, we will not be at the parking lot. Like, we will not be set up with a tent or any kind of facilities at the parking lot like we've normally been. That has been told that that's not what we're allowed to do. So we did get a booth this year, and we'll have a booth. Booth number is 74108, and we'll be set up there. That's over there in the pavilion by the food court there in the West Wing Pavilion. So it's not even where, if the show doesn't open yet and you get there early, say that you're over there at the Cardinal Stadium parking lot and you catch the bus over and the bus drops you off over at that single door over on the side, we're right over there by that. That's where we're at. So you can come check us out over there. We'll be hanging out over there during that whole time. And we appreciate everybody helping us out with that. So if you guys been living under a rock and you don't know, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know that Russia, the President Putin, Russia has invaded Ukraine, and everybody thought it's just going to be a slaughter. That his massive army, not as massive as the United States Army, but bigger than most armies in Europe, was just going to roll right in and take over everything and immediately take over the government. And I guess what the plan was is they were going to go in there and get the president of Ukraine and either arrest him, knock him out, kill him, whatever, and then just install their little puppet regime where they can control everything. Because we find out later on that the country north of Ukraine is an independent country, but they have a puppet government that does anything that Russia wants them to do. So what happened was the Ukraine president says, "Get the hell out of here. I ain't having none of this crap. We're not going anywhere." And now it's been what, 4 days now, almost 5 days, and Russia really hasn't done much. They they keep reporting that they're moving in, and we get told all the time they're moving in, they're coming in, and we hear shooting, we hear stuff, but you know as soon as all that's done with, the reporter comes back on and says, "Well, the water's still on, the internet's still working, the electricity's still on, and everything's still fine, but you can still hear shooting in the distance, but that's about it." And come to find out, man, Ukraine is kicking ass, really, if you think about it. There was a report that one soldier actually blew himself up in his own vehicle to destroy a bridge to prevent Russia from crossing the river on that bridge, and he sacrificed himself to make sure that the Russians couldn't cross. And that's just something else. That's amazing to me. I never would have thought that that would have been an option, that kind of thing. And you see uh, people of Ukraine just fighting. They've had citizens. The citizens have gotten like they're passing out rifles, and you know, I mean, I saw it, and when I saw that, I was like, well, that's what happens when you have an what one guy said one time, a armed society is a polite society, and what it is, it's everybody is able to say, hey, don't screw with me. Don't try to take my stuff. Don't try to take my property. Don't try to take my freedom. I got a rifle right here. I can just defend it right here, and I will. And that's what Ukraine is doing right now. And they're not even a completely free country, like you think here. I mean, you would think, why would they need to pass out rifles if everybody was able to go buy a rifle if they wanted one? So just think about that. If they had a more of a established Second Amendment policy where people could go buy firearms when they wanted to, and instead of having to get a license or a permit or whatever, there's, I guess, a severe age restriction on having a firearm, and they just threw that out the window. We were talking about it earlier, where the government changes the rules to benefit themselves. Well, that's what it is. The administration there, the president of Ukraine, he's going to get taken over if he doesn't fight. Well, I need soldiers. And I don't care what the rules are, just get me soldiers, and that's what they're doing. But I tell you what's amazing to me, uh, the way they're fighting over there, and that's awesome. And that's really awesome. And I couldn't be more prouder. Uh, you know, Sometimes I look at what they're doing right now compared to what we've been arguing about and fighting over here. It's just stupid, 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 stupid. And when you got politicians here, I think Ben Shapiro spelled it out the best. We don't fight like that, because fighting like that can make, it's a high risk. You could die, or you could lose something. Something could get destroyed. You could, don't, you see everybody talking about, you got the guy with the pickup truck. He's got the sticker on there that says, Glock or Smith and Wesson, or I'm a badass, or I'm going to shoot first and ask what I'm going to do all this, like. But he's got that real nice pickup. So what's going to happen is he's not going to do a lot to mess that pickup up. You know, he's not going to mess that pickup. No, if it came down to life or death, he probably would. But when it came down to freedom, you know, he might not. So, so I don't see people in the United States fighting like those people in Ukraine are. And those guys are sitting there. They had a couple of guys being interviewed on Fox News where they were just hunkered down in their apartment, just waiting for orders. They were issued rifles, and they're part of a little militia in the neighborhood, keeping tabs on everything. And they're just kind of waiting. Had the rifle sitting in the corner, talking on the internet to the people on the news station, and they said, hey, we're old enough to remember when we were under the Soviet Union. That's not going to happen again. And see, we haven't had anything like that. Everything's good here in the United States. We got it pretty good. You know, I mean, even when the guys are crying about taking our rifles away, or crying about taking our money and paying for health care and all that, it's still not that bad. Compared to what those other guys over there, those other guys in Ukraine, if they're in their late 40s, they remember back in the 80s and 90s when, if you didn't think a certain way, or you didn't vote a certain way, or you didn't, if you didn't stand there at attention when the mayor, president, or governor, or whatever drove by, you know, they arrested you just for not being part of all that. So they remember. They remember having to stand in line for food. Stand in line uh, to get, uh, maybe to get a coat, and you might have got one, you might not have got one. They remember all that. So my hats off to them. And I'll tell you what. Uh, so what we found out, I guess the last thing that I got remember, because I took a nap here recently. So the last thing I remember, they were talking about Putin putting his nuclear people on standby, or high alert, or whatever. And I think that's just kind of I don't know if he's really crazy enough to do something like that, or if he's just kind of saying, hey, you better back off supplying these guys, or we're gonna, I've got my finger on the button. I might do something. But he knows. I mean, he has to know that as soon as he fires something, or if he even like looks like he might do it, other countries will do the same. Then it's kind of like, if he shoots it, then the United States is going to shoot it, then China's going to shoot it, then North Korea is going to shoot it, all kinds of crap is going to go off. So we know nobody's going to do that, unless they're just absolutely do not care. And that's the scary part about Putin. You don't know if he cares or not, because what we know he does not care about is he does not care about his own people and their economy, because with these sanctions, he doesn't care. One politician was on the news channel the other day talking about, well, when the people of Russia go to their banks and their currency is not that valued, or the price of their food goes up 50% all of a sudden, he's going to have to do something. He don't care. He doesn't care about that. So, I mean, they're already poor. Why would they be worried about being more poor? You know, it's a poor country. Their economy, Russia's economy, is like Florida's economy. With all that land and all those people, they don't produce that much. They don't have that much, like, gross domestic whatever. So, uh, but that's my take on most of that. And the other thing is as I was I think I was talking to some, I can't remember, but I was like, maybe we ought to just go ahead and just go at it, go at them, and they might fire a nuclear weapon, but hey, if he hits Seattle or San Francisco, I mean, sometimes, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. So it's like, well, you might lose Seattle. Oh well, tell the people to get out there if they can. You know, it's like but it's a maybe it's a risk, that's worth doing if it means eliminating Russia for good, creating a free capitalistic society over there, to where they can actually produce their own products, and all that. You would think, I don't know. I'd be so pissed at my country if my country couldn't make a car, or couldn't make, just, I don't know. I guess they had good ships and planes and jets and submarines and all that. They supposedly built Red October, for crying out loud, a badass submarine that everybody loves watching a movie about, but they couldn't make cars or pickup trucks. So, hey, I don't understand it. Let's see who we got here on the phone. I think this is there he is. Is that
What's up?
hey, what's going on, bud? Man, I tell you what, man, you've been having a good week this week.
No, I'm home, man. I got home. I come home from Kansas City empty. I was out 3 weeks. Been sick for the last couple weeks, man. I got the flu.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
don't you even mention Corona. Don't even mention Corona to me.
He got the Corona.
But no, I'm getting over it now. But yeah, they got me irritated, and I told them, I said, well, I got into it. I was down in Laredo, and then I come from Laredo up to Del Rio, loaded out of Del Rio, and that was a circus down there.
Yeah.
They shipped the load out on the truck right there in the dock beside me, and then they told me, well, yeah, they canceled your load. I said, no, I didn't deadhead from Laredo to Del Rio to pick a load up going to Kansas City to sit here. I said, no. I told them, I said, you got 20 minutes, and I'm leaving. And when I leave, I'm going home, and I ain't stopping till I hit Ohio. Well, they mysteriously come up with another Kansas City load. So I dropped that off, and I got mad, said, hell with it, I'm going home.
Right.
So I'm home to whenever now. Actually, I told them to shove it up their ass, but I don't know if they took it for what it was worth or not. But either or, I'm at home. So, yeah, I worked in the basement today and done some concrete work down there for her and straightened some stuff up down there and just tinkering around the house here. It's still cold.
Yeah.
90 degrees in Laredo the other day, and I come back up here and it feels like it's 90 below.
That's something.
But anyhow.
Yeah. I tell you what.
I mean, that stuff with that truck convoy. I mean, it's growing. It's growing big, man.
Yeah,
I mean, they're coming from all over.
Yeah,
let's just see. They want to be big boys, and Nancy wants to put her fence up around the Capitol again and block all the streets. Hey, they got determined down there in Texas that walls don't work. But why put them up? They don't work.
That's what I thought.
And if people want to get through that fence down there, what the hell do they think that chain link fence is going to do to a damn truck?
Well, now the fences that they're putting around the Capitol, I mean, those are supposed to be that high high dollar, extra heavy gauge chain link is what I heard. I don't know.
Uh-huh. And you really think it's going to stop a truck or a bunch of trucks or
Well, I
anybody
mean,
that wants to do it? If they,
yeah,
the
I mean, if they
National
go,
Guards, you know, I hope to God, what's the National Guard going to do? I mean, National Guard, all they are anymore is no more than a bunch of rental cops.
well,
You
and
know, they don't
you
let
know,
them do. They won't let them do nothing.
well, see, and that's the thing is that, but the one thing you can count on is that everybody in these convoys, everybody should be respectable because most people are.
They
Uh,
will be.
what's
They
that?
will be.
They will be. That's right.
They
And
will be. They're trying. I mean, they got city trucks and dump trucks and all their city equipment and everything. They're blocking all the streets around the Capitol so the trucks can't get in. Well, that's fine because their full intentions are they're going to plug the beltway up. They're going to plug the whole damn beltway up all the way around there. They ain't nobody going to be able to get in or out.
Right.
And you know damn well, everybody says, well, we're going to the Capitol. You know, nobody's going to be there. You know damn well when they know they're all coming in there ain't going to be a soul in D.C.
Yeah.
There ain't going to be nobody there but the Capitol Police and the National Guard. That's it. You know, Pelosi and all them idiots ain't going to stick out there. They're not going to hang there. They want to make a statement. They need to go to Delaware. That's what that's where they'll find that little mealy mouth bastard. He ain't never in D.C. He's always in Delaware.
Yeah.
So why would they go to D.C.
He spent this weekend in Delaware. You know, when Putin put his nukes in high alert, Biden's like, I'll be at the house. You know, it's
yeah. Yeah, he must have one hell of a damn bunker under in that basement of his house, man.
Well, you remember, if somebody comes up to his house in Delaware, he just fires a shotgun in the air, scares them off.
Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. So he got it all covered.
Out there on the porch and pull his pants leg up and shows everybody his hairy legs. That'll fix them. That'll stop them.
Hey, corn pop. Well,
yeah.
Oh man.
No, yeah. It's getting big, man. I've been following it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I'm debating. I'm getting ready to roll here.
Yeah,
a couple. Get everything done here when they come through and they start down there. Once I see them all coming through, I'm gonna fall in with them. I think for a little while.
Yeah, well, you know, I posted a couple of times in some other groups and some of the local motorcycle groups here, and one guy was like, well, I mean, didn't they leave from California already? I mean, how long does it take to get to Washington D.C.? I said, dude, man, they're rolling slow. I said, they're taking their time. They're picking up people as they go. The traffic's moving slow. They stop a lot because a lot of people are standing there. Did you see in Amarillo, people were sitting in the grass along the road, like, you know, just waving at them and holding their flags up because the trucks were moving down the highway.
Oklahoma gave them escorts, police escorts out in Oklahoma. The Navajo Nation, you know, they said prayers for them out there and everything, you know, the Navajos. And, you know, then they get over and everything's good. Missouri, everybody, they've had their utmost support from every place coming across.
Yep.
Until they got to Illinois. They get to Illinois, and of course, them assholes over there, them liberal bastards over there, state police told them they ain't welcome in Illinois. Well, tough shit.
Yeah,
you know, as long as they drive the minimum speed limit and they keep safe distance off of each other, there ain't nothing they can do about it.
Right, because here's what happened is 24 hours ago, a news article got posted on the NBC5 Chicago. It says Illinois police warn of trucking convoy causing traffic delays and potential crashes. And hang on a second, let's see. There's a little minute clip here. See if I can get it to go here.
Oh, it's got to go back to traffic crashes. They ain't better crash it. I've heard of.
And today,
here, let me play this for you and see how this goes.
Support for Ukraine right here in Chicago from a number of semi-truck drivers who brought their rigs downtown to send a message. NBC5's V Win joins us now live at Buckingham Fountain with that story.
This is truckers with Ukraine flags.
Kate, dozens of truck drivers took part in that truck convoy to protest against the invasion and, of course, to demand that the U.S. do more than just impose sanctions on Russia. They drove in from the suburbs and ended the demonstration here at Buckingham Fountain just a few hours ago. Now, video taken from this afternoon shows so many truck cabs all parked along Columbus Drive near Ida B. Wells. Many of these drivers are Ukrainian and have been watching the horror that's been unfolding in their country. We know some of them still have immediate family family members in Ukraine, now hiding out in bomb shelters. Drivers met up in East Dundee this morning for the convoy before making their way to Chicago. The Ukrainian flag was seen along I-90, then I-55, then Lakeshore Drive. Organizers of this convoy want to send a message that Ukrainians are united. They're urging President Joe Biden and other Western leaders to help support their country and say every second is crucial.
We are hoping that we can demonstrate that we're united, that the world can see that we are joined by our brothers and sisters all over the world, and that we are supporting Ukraine. And this demonstration is the demand for help. We demand help for Ukraine, so we want help for Ukraine. Help Ukraine.
Hey.
State police say more truck convoys are being planned along different interstates from now through next weekend. They're already warning drivers about possible traffic delays and say while they respect the rights of citizens to express their opinions, they just want to make sure everyone does so safely. Reporting live at Buckingham Fountain, V1 NBC5 News.
Thank you so much for that report.
So yeah, the articles went on to say that the like you saying, the state police was like, it says police said officials are aware of the planned event along Illinois' interstate corridor until March 5th, cautioning those involved that the convoy could endanger the safety of the motoring public. It's like, how does it?
Bullshit.
I mean, they're moving like at 40 miles an hour, and like you're saying, sometimes 50, but it's not like they're doing 90 through there, like 1,000 screaming trucks like the convoy song goes. I mean, they're not going fast, and then. I don't know. It just sometimes I just think cops are stupid when they try to, just like I was talking about before about, the government and government officials. Oh, it's about safety, about safety. It's not about safety. They're warning you because they don't want you to be part of it. They're telling people to stay home is what they're telling people. That's what they want. They don't want
Right.
people.
Well, I got into it with a guy on Facebook a while ago. He made a comment about the convoy. He's running these mouths. I got 20 plus years of driving over the road out here, and all this whining about these drivers. You knew what you signed up for when you went into truck driving. I told him, I said, look, it ain't got nothing to do with the trucking regulations. This don't. There hasn't been one thing mentioned about trucking regulations on this. It's about the mandates and your freedoms.
Yeah, I mean,
said it hasn't been nothing about the regulations, the trucking regulations. I said, so do your research. I said, find out what you're talking about before you start running your mouth. Chicken lollipop.
well, and that's the thing is that I think it could be about everything. So what if somebody,
Right.
like says, hey, I don't like it that, I got to take a drug test, or I don't like it that I have to only drive 10 hours a day. And then the other guy says, you know what? I don't like it that, I can't carry a firearm in Illinois in my car. What the hell's that? Why can't I have a firearm in my vehicle in Illinois loaded?
First of all, my opinion was a concealed carry permit or any carry permit. You show me. I know. They're going to agree to disagree with me. But where in the Constitution does it say that you have the right to bear arms with a permit? Where did our forefathers put that in there? That said you have the right to bear. It said you have the right to keep and bear arms. It don't say with a permit.
Exactly right. And
no. Where the hell did that come in at?
Yeah, it's people in stoked fear with firearms. They said, firearms are dangerous, and people were like, yeah, I don't like firearms. They're dangerous. I don't like firearms. The next thing you know, they're passing laws, and the courts have just agreed with them and just said, yeah, the state can do it, but the federal government can't, but the state can. And then they started passing the deal with the felony. They said, oh, if you got a felony, you can't have a firearm, and all that, regardless of whether or not you paid your debt. Hey, you did something wrong. You went to jail. You paid the debt. You're free and clear now. Nope. You still can't own a firearm. You still can't vote. That's to me, that's a freedom.
Going to go back to the old West.
Yeah, that's their fear.
Yeah.
But the problem is just like we always say, an armed society is a polite society.
That's right. Are you going to go into a 7-Eleven? You going to go in there and rob that place if you think everybody in there might have a gun? No, hell no, you're not.
Exactly right. And that's why truck drivers are sitting ducks a lot, because if an armed thief, If a guy wants to steal something and he's armed, whether it be a knife or a firearm, he knows certain trucks don't have firearms in them because he knows those companies don't allow the drivers to have firearms. So
I don't know, but he better be sure. He better make damn sure and positive. He better have. I don't know. He better have some kind of something, because he better hope the hell he don't get a hold of the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
right. No, you're right. And so
I know
if
one
he knows,
truck in particular, they come up there.
yeah.
One truck in particular, they're going to get a surprise.
Well, you remember Jason's Law. Remember that the driver was from New York and he drove down to South Carolina and pulled into an abandoned gas station and he got shot because the guy wanted his money. And it's like, well, you know what? If
they get $7 or $14 off of him or something like that, the man lost his life for that bullshit.
Right. Yep. And you know, two things could have happened. Either he should have had access to more secure parking, which is a given. That's fine. But also maybe he should have been able to arm himself. Maybe he should have been able to say, hey, I'm going to fight back. And that's
look
at
right now. Look at how many of the scale houses that they've closed. Shut them down, closed them down.
Right.
And along, not only was shut the scale houses down, but they closed the damn parking areas. I say they can't even park in there.
Right.
Rest areas.
Yep.
They closed all these damn rest areas down that was allotted for rest areas over, the last how many years, and now they close them down. The state just takes it upon themselves, taxpayers and everything, and the land was donated for rest areas by farmers, whatever, or the taxpayers paid to buy, and then they take it upon themselves to just close them down and say we're not using them no more. That could be used for truck parking.
Yep,
but
right.
No, hell no. The state of Ohio is full of them. Pennsylvania, every damn parking area, rest area that they've got, if they're not using it for a rest area, if they close it down, they close it off. They'll use it for weigh stations and scales for portables, but they won't let guys park in there. Now that's bullshit. Where the hell's OIDA and them all at on that? How come you never hear them say anything about that? And then I seen on that convoy yesterday, we seen one of them on there. I don't know which one it was, where they was at. What the hell did I see rolling through there? Damn big ass OIDA trailer rolling through the damn convoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I thought they couldn't do that.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're an organization. They're not, they can't call for strike. They can't do this or that, but they can damn sure get out there and roll through a convoy.
See,
what are they going to do? Go out there and try to talk everybody down and try to get everybody to go home and forget about it?
Well,
that'd be about their norm.
Well, see, now here's another article that I think is kind of like a propaganda tool to get people to stay home. What it is that the way they write these articles and the way they word these articles, it's like they're saying, hey, this is a good thing, but you know what? Not that many people are participating, so maybe you should participate because it's not that big of a deal. So the New York Times has an article. It states after its ranks thinned, one trucker convoy halts its plan to go to Washington to protest COVID policies. Organizers urged its members still on the road to merge with other caravans headed to nation's capital. And it says here that it doesn't even say what it says Friday. It says a caravan of truckers that left California for Washington, D.C. on Friday to protest coronavirus mandates arrived in Las Vegas early Saturday with only 5 trucks in its ranks. The organizers said, prompting them to scrap the convoy and direct members to merge with other anti-mandate groups heading to the Capitol. I didn't know there was.
To tell you that's bullshit.
Well, I didn't think there was a convoy going up to Vegas. It says the caravan named Freedom Convoy USA 2022 was one of the several in the United States modeled after the Canadian protest. It says that drove off this week toward Washington to demand, among other things, to end the pandemic national emergency and to begin in March 2020, the end of government rules requiring masks and vaccinations. It says, according to its Facebook page, the Freedom Convoy's route started in Los Angeles on Friday and was scheduled to make stops in Salt Lake, Denver, and other major cities before arriving in Washington. I didn't know that the convoy was going through Salt Lake and Denver. That don't make no sense to me.
No, you go on to the People's Convoy. The People's Convoy. They go with that Freedom Convoy. I don't know where the hell the news media and that's getting all their information.
That's
the People's Convoy, and it didn't leave Los Angeles. Where did it leave, Kev?
But that's the one
That
trucker.
People's Convoy. Where did they start out at? It wasn't Los Angeles.
No, it was Barstow. It was Barstow, wasn't it?
Barstow, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one.
Left Barstow.
That's the one Trucker G is in. He's been broadcasting live every day, like on the hour, and they went up through Kingman and across 40 and into Amarillo and Oklahoma and all that.
Yeah. And right now they're over. In fact, tonight they were supposed to be over in what, Ohio? Tomorrow, I think they're supposed to be in Cambridge.
Okay, see?
Or the 3rd or something they're supposed to be. But they're over in Illinois. They was in probably Indianapolis tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
Because they was in Illinois today. They come through Oklahoma and Illinois today, or over into there somewhere. But anyhow, they said that's when they said that Illinois said that they wasn't welcome over. They wasn't welcome in Illinois. Well, ain't nobody gives a damn what Illinois thinks. Because first of all, Illinois can't even stop their problem up in Chicago. And what are they going to deal with all these trucks? Yeah. Yeah, they're in Vinetta, Oklahoma tonight. Go on the People's Convoy. To hell with that Freedom Convoy. I don't know. There's a whole mess of them. I mean, I wouldn't say to hell with them because there's all kinds of convoys coming from every part, every stretch of the country. You know, but they're trying. The news media is doing like they are everything else. They try to spin it to make it look like it ain't nothing because they want to deter everybody. The thing will be was when they hit DC. We'll see. That'll tell the tale right there. When they start getting close to DC, then they won't have no choice but have media attention on it because they ain't going to be able to deny it.
Yeah, the guy that we see doing a lot of videos, he's that Brian Brace. Is that his name?
Brian Brozzi.
Brozzi, yeah.
Brozzi.
Yep, he's based out of Ohio.
Yeah, Brian Brozzi, Mike Landis, Brian Brozzi, Jeremy, can't think his last name.
Yeah.
Can't remember Jeremy's last name. That's the 3 organizers. Plus, they got a bunch of organizers. That's the 3 main ones.
Yeah.
Summers.
Yeah.
Marcus Summers.
Yep.
He's from over here in Millersburg. You know, right over here when we went to that deal in Millersburg, me and Tip, that's when we met all them guys over there.
Yep. Well, they're the ones.
And they're the ones that started that out there. They went all the way to California just to start this.
Well, that's what there's a in this article here, the New York Times article, it reads on and it talks about that. It says the other convoy, that's the one that had about 40 trucks rolled out, and it's the Make America Great Again event drew about it says yeah, they had an rally there that drew a bunch, like hundreds of more vehicles. Then it says here, it's funny. This is what New York Times does. Many of those behind the demonstration appeared to be aligned with far-right organizations and activists, and some had connections to the January 6th Capitol attack. They don't have no.
They need to be brought up, make them fact check that and prove that.
Exactly. They don't have no proof. They just, that's all they're going to do. Just like how they said there were Nazi flags. Like even that idiot, even old Bill Maher said there were Nazis up there in Canada. There's no pictures, no evidence of any kind of Nazi or Confederate flags at all in Canada, you know. And
I think guy said in Canada, what the hell does a Confederate flag? You know, what the hell does that Confederate flag mean to us in Canada?
Well,
we never seen it.
You know, that's funny. You know, I was talking to some people down here in Texas, and I told them what you said about that when you said you were in Dallas one time and you saw all those big nose Peterbilts with those bug screen Confederate flags on there, and you got on the CB and said, "I never seen so many people so proud to lose a war."
Yeah, that wasn't pretty that day. I was young and stupid. You know, my mom was, I didn't care. But hey, I made a lot of friends that day down there, you know, because they kind of shrugged it off and took it as a joke for what it was, but it wasn't. I mean, but you know, so I got told them. I said, he said, well, that's Confederate flag, you dummy. He said, don't you know anything? I said, that's funny. I said, I always thought the Confederate flag was white. That didn't start good. That didn't go over. But you know, we had a hell of a good night that night, drinking beer and carrying on out there at the truck stop there in Dallas. And it was all good night, but they laughed about it afterwards. But, you know, it is what it is. So I got told at midnight, anybody stupid enough to put an X on their chest for us to shoot at should have lost. But either or, I mean that's what they do, you know. I mean, the news media, you know, they try to turn everything around and make the worst out of everything.
Right.
You know, and it's not about they're trying to turn, you know, the blacks against the whites, Hispanics against everybody, trying to turn us all against each other to keep our minds off what the government's doing.
Yep.
Well, now they're finding out that ain't working because the blacks, the whites, Hispanics, the Asians, everybody, we're all in this together. Now we see what they're doing.
Yep, that's right.
And they're not dividing us now. You know, they're trying to divide us. They're not dividing us. We're uniting with each other now. And they don't like that. They can't take that. They've got to try to find at all costs, find a way to divide us and get us fighting amongst ourselves so we don't know what they're doing. And it's not working anymore.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's not working anymore.
Yep. Yeah. I hope I mean, you know, I just hope it's a big turnout. I think the best we could hope for is that there are so many trucks in Washington D.C. that it just creates a whole traffic jam where nobody can get anything done. And what'll happen is that you're not going to really do anything until you can tick off all of the people that are trying to get to work or to, you know,
right.
You know, especially downtown Washington D.C. If you can keep all those people from being able to get to their offices there in the government buildings, you know, you're gonna cause some disturbance there, and that'd be a good thing. That's all you really can hope for.
Now we're gonna get blamed for all that stuff in Ukraine now because they're gonna for next thing they're gonna say, well, we wasn't allowed to get into you know, into Capitol Hill to where we could go and this stuff to get any help into Ukraine. So the American people, you know, the truck drivers are you know, they're the reason that stuff's going like it is in Ukraine. No.
I tell you what, the convoys would be the top of the story this week if it wasn't for Putin invading Ukraine. If he wasn't invading Ukraine, then they'd be talking about these convoys moving down the highway right now. That's what they'd be talking about. But
I think I think you need to dock this shit when they get down there. One of the things that needs to be as well as the mandates and stuff say they need to do something with that damn border and either shut that border down there or the next damn stop that we're going to make this damn convoy is going to be going down to the Mexican border down there.
Yeah.
And I bet we stop it.
Yeah.
Either you stop it or we're going to stop it.
Right. Yep. Line the trucks along the border right there. Yep. Yeah. Cause that's, I mean, not only is it people or any kind of like criminals, but it's drugs and it's weapons and everything, everything, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's just, they can't stop anything. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is they think, you know, it's kind of like, well, you know, just like the fence going around the Capitol or that Biden's like, oh, I'm not going to send any troops into Ukraine. And it's like, well, he's not sending troops down to the border to help out with the border patrol. So why would he send troops to Ukraine? He don't care about none of that. You know,
he don't care about nothing but him and his cronies up there, the far leftists. All they're cared about is their electric vehicles and their green energy. That's all they give a damn about.
Yeah. Did you see that deal where, what do you call, John Kerry, you know, the heiress to the, he said, I just hope that Putin remembers that the main goal is to save the planets and the environment. That's the main thing.
Yeah. You think Putin gives a damn about
Putin don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He could care less whether his people starve or not. He don't care.
That's right.
He don't care.
That's right. Yeah, it's gonna get ugly. I mean, we knew it was gonna get worse. It's gonna get a whole lot worse before it got better. Well, we're on the downslide, so let's see how far it goes down before it starts back up. Now I heard that mess up there in Canada, it ain't over with yet.
Yeah, they're still fighting that.
It is.
Yeah, they're still
but
fighting.
But you listen to them guys that was up there talking. He said it's over for now, but he said it ain't over. We're going to be back. We'll be back. Now, I heard it said a couple times, and I hadn't heard any more about it, that the courts up there and everything in Canada, their constitution up there, deemed that it was unconstitutional for them to do him to do what he did about freezing all their accounts and taking them trucks and everything. And I heard that he stepped down. That they did force Trudeau to step down, and some other woman, I guess, took his spot. And from the sound of things, they said she's just as bad as him.
Yeah, I don't know.
So either she straightens up, they said, or they will be back up there again.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I heard that he did step down. He quit. He left. Hell, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I don't know. Because nobody's talking about it because of Putin. So.
Yeah, I've been following it pretty regular. I mean, that's all I've been listening to is Fox, and and just trying to read the article stuff, just trying to keep up with it. It's crazy, but I don't know.
Yeah, ain't no telling.
I don't know, but
that's what we were talking about when Trump got elected. I was even comments I said what are these people going to do? Because at the time that he got elected, the Republicans and Democrats, neither one of them liked him. None of the politicians in Washington D.C. liked Trump at all. Even when they were saying,
what I don't understand.
But what if?
Go ahead,
I mean,
Ed.
well, so I'm saying is back then I was even asking the question, what if he actually does something good like that, like gets rid of Putin or gets rid of China's power or North Korea? What if he actually does that? And when he was in there, when he was talking to all those people in Europe, the EU and all that, he was telling them. I mean, now they're putting that video out there, and it's like, man, I'm supplying you with defense dollars, and I've got an army here protecting your country, and you're buying all of your oil from Russia, the one country that I'm protecting you from. It says you're giving them money. How why is that? And all that. So he's like, why am I standing here with protecting your country when you're giving the enemy money? That don't make sense.
Well,
so he was pointed out. He knew exactly.
Liberal. Are you turning liberal on us? Are you going far left on us or something too?
Why? Why is that?
Because I heard you say something when I first chimed in here about Putin and the nuclear. He's got his finger on the nuclear button. They don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You remember? You better think back. You better think back.
Go ahead.
Trump was the one that they didn't want to trust with the nuclear codes. Because Trump was going to get us in a world war. He was going to get World War III.
That's right.
Trump was going to get us in another war. So why all of a sudden is Putin doing it, but Trump's still catching hell for it? He's still getting the blame for it.
No kidding. Yeah, they're still blaming him. That's what Hillary said. Putin invaded Ukraine because of Trump.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just like my brother-in-law was over here bitching Christmas. Yeah, well, just you wait. He's going to end up, just wait till Trump, wait till he ends up in jail. He's going to end up in prison over this. I'm thinking, yeah, right. Okay, really? Yeah, he'll go to jail about as soon as Hillary does.
Yeah.
But I might not have said that because Hillary, if with as much evidence as it's got on her now, that he's got evidence and everything on them, there should be a lot of them going to jail now. Will they go? I doubt it.
Nah.
But they got enough evidence to put them there.
Yeah, I don't know.
They got enough evidence to put them there, but will they ever go? No, she'll never see any jail time. None of them will.
No, they don't do that. They get it. They get they do all that stuff where it's inadmissible. You can't use that evidence. That's really damning evidence, but you can't use it. They'll do something like that. They'll get it thrown out, or
they'll just keep fighting in courts and keep appealing it.
It's just a bunch of stupid
and everything
stuff.
until she's so damn old that she dies, and they say, "Well, she's dead now. So what are we gonna do now?"
Yeah, I mean, really,
which she can't die. She can't die soon enough. Her or Biden, either one.
Yeah.
If both them assholes would drop dead tonight, it'd make me a happy camper.
Yeah. It's just stupid. So yeah, but
I mean, maybe you shouldn't say that about people, but that's one of your prayers every night. Biden goes to sleep and don't wake up.
Well, he'll be at
Him
peace.
And Kamala both.
His head probably hurts a lot, because of all the thinking that he's never done. So he's So yeah, he's, he might be better off. You never
It
know.
can't.
Yeah.
Because people with dementia, Ed, don't remember. They don't remember none of that stuff. They can do something 15 minutes later, 5 minutes later, they don't remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably.
It's like, you remember that Adam Sandler movie, 51st Dates?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminds me of. Either that movie or the one Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That the Biden, it's crazy. Yeah, you never see. Yeah, like Tiff said, funny. You never see him after dark.
Oh no. In fact, he does that thing where what's he do? He calls a lid or whatever, where it's like, the media is like, "Where's Biden?" He's like, "Nope, we're done. We're done. Everybody go home. We're done for the day." And it's like 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and every weekend he goes to
Yeah, it goes to Delaware. Yeah. Yep.
Well, they said he goes to Delaware so he can go to church. Hey, son of a bitch better go to church. I think he's going to church praying to God that he don't catch a sniper around somewhere in the middle of the week.
The only thing keeping him alive is Kamala Harris, because nobody like, hey, we're going to shoot that guy. Oh, wait a minute. Kamala Harris might become president. Oh, crap.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Oh,
don't matter. She can be taken out too.
That was the joke that
I'm really surprised. I maybe shouldn't say this. I don't know, but you think about this. Kennedy got it for a whole lot less. They tried to shoot Reagan for a whole lot less.
Yeah.
Every one of these, presidents that's been assassinated or attempted assassinations on them has done a whole hell of a lot less than what these people have done.
Oh yeah.
How are they still walking, talking, and breathing?
They know where all the bodies are buried. I guess it's, I don't know. It's just crazy that, like you saying, they were covering up more stuff back in the day, and now it's like they don't even cover it up anymore. They're like, yeah, we did that.
They don't care.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we did it. Oh well, prove it.
Right.
Well, now they did.
It's just,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just keep hoping that this gets real big.
Yeah. Well, so I wanted to comment on this. So we got a comment on Facebook, and I thought, yeah, I don't even know if he's even watching it even anymore, but he commented on there because earlier I said that what if, we got Putin acting crazy, China may do something, North Korea, they're just going to follow suit and they might do something crazy. What if, it's one of those things where he's got his finger on the button, but he has to know, because everybody knows that once one fires it, then the other one, then the other one, then the other one, then next thing you know, everybody fires them all, and, and we're done. Right. So nobody's really going to fire one unless they know that somebody can't fire or won't fire. So it's kind of like where you got Biden. Putin could fire a nuke and Biden might say, yeah, let's hold off, because Biden's an idiot. Right.
Yeah.
So, so he's like, so I was like, well, let's count the risk here. Let's go ahead and take care of Putin. Let's go ahead and just go in and knock him out. Let's get him. Let's go. We can create a great country in Russia by just doing our own thing, taking them over, and now we control them. And of course, he might fire a nuke before we get there, and that nuke might make it to Seattle. And it's like, well, maybe that's not, it's sad, but hey, what are you going to do? It's
I don't know. Maybe Black Lives Matter will all be in Seattle or out.
Well, that's
California
the thing. It's like they're a bunch of leftists anyway, so it wouldn't be that, and of course they've got time to get out or whatever. But he was like, I can't believe you would risk millions of people just to go to war with Russia. And it's like, okay, China killed how many people with the coronavirus, and nothing's happening to them.
Yeah.
Fauci actually gave money to the lab to research that disease, the virus, and he's covering it up, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. So
in the last week, how much have you heard from Fauci in the last week?
Oh, dude, Putin, the pandemic is over. Putin, and just at a snap of his finger, Putin ended the pandemic by invading Ukraine.
Exactly.
The pandemic is over.
We haven't heard anything from Fauci in a couple weeks.
Yeah, he's done. Nobody cares about him anymore. He doesn't have any expertise on Ukraine or Russia. So we don't want to talk to him. And the problem is that, these people actually, we know that those people acted bad, and people died because of the way they acted. And here you are saying, well, we shouldn't be risking American lives to go to war with Russia. Okay, I'm in. Let's do it. I'll go. But where's the plane? When's the plane leaving?
How many American lives was risked when we went to war? When we went to war with any other country? What about World War One? What about World War Two?
Well,
what about that? There was a lot of American lives. What about Afghanistan? What about Iraq?
Yeah, I say it all the time.
Give me a damn break, people. Wake up, open your eyes.
I say it all the time. You risk your life when you get out of bed in the morning, and if you're not doing that,
exactly.
Just like there's a friend of mine. She loves skydiving, so she's a big skydiver, and so there was a report. I don't know if you saw it on the news, but up in North Texas, 2 skydivers are in critical condition because the parachute didn't open. And so I sent her that link, and she's like, "Oh, the hell with that, ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep going." And I was like, "You're right about that. That's the way I feel about motorcycle riding too. Just because people get hurt riding motorcycles don't mean I'm not gonna do it anymore. And all that. And the thing is, though, people break their neck in showers every day. So yeah, there's risks everywhere. So
you know what? I'll take my chance. Yeah, they say the more people die, your chances are better at dying in a car accident than it is in an airplane crash too. But you know what? I'll take my chances on the car wreck.
Yeah, no kidding,
because the way I look at it, if I crash that car or that truck and I kill myself, I ain't got nobody. Well, I can't blame myself, but I wouldn't have anybody blame but myself because I was in control. I was the captain of that ship.
That's right.
Why the hell I want to get up there and take a chance on him doing it?
Yep.
It's just like jumping out of an airplane. Like that old saying, why jump out of a perfectly good airplane? If there ain't nothing wrong with it, it's in the air. Why jump out of it? What's the purpose for paragliding? You're jumping out of an airplane just to parachute to the ground. I don't see no point.
Oh man, it's
if
awesome.
You got a rifle on your back and you're jumping in behind enemy lines, okay, you serving a point. But just to jump out of, just to hit the ground, and say, okay, I did it. Let's go do it again. No, not me, man.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't like climbing a ladder. I won't climb a ladder to put Christmas lights on the old lady's house, and I ain't jumping on no damn airplane.
And at Redneckanize here, we make sure that when you climb a ladder, it is sitting on ice chests and stuff like.
Nope. No, that's why we got why we got who we got to do that, because he got no damn kind of sense, no way. So, and plus he's younger. He's young now.
Right.
Me, I'm getting older now. This bumble don't bounce anymore. I've done hit the ground too many times. If I had 9 lives like a cat, man, 8 of them's gone. I'm out.
You're right. Hey, Hot Seat on YouTube. Yeah, he says Putin is a risk taker. It's his legacy. I totally agree with that. I think that Putin is coming to the end. I wouldn't be surprised if Putin found out he had cancer and he's got like 6 months to live, and he's probably flying off the hinge because he's like, I told everybody that I was going to reestablish the Soviet Union, and by golly, I need to do that. I need to start doing that. Clock's ticking. That's probably what he's thinking.
Well, they were saying something about that tonight. I heard on news and everything. They was talking about. Said he looks like his face is swelling up, like he's getting heavier. Like he's something ain't right. Like he ain't right.
Yes,
No, there's something wrong. We have to do something with him because they need to check with Putin to do something with him because he ain't right. Well, he don't act right. He's like he's mentally deranged or something. Something's not right with him. That's what they're saying on the news.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you bastards, we've been trying to tell you that about, Biden for the last 2 years, and nobody will listen to it.
Yeah. But I do think Putin is probably flying off the deep end because he sees that, and of course it's all about who's in office. Everybody knows, he didn't do a damn thing during the whole time that Trump was in there because he knew that, Trump would kick his ass if he would have done that while Trump was in there.
Whacked his ass, and he knew it.
I mean, he took Crimea during Obama administration because he knew Obama wasn't going to do nothing. So
right, but he didn't do shit with Trump.
Right, he didn't because Trump told him, and then of course Trump went over to Europe. It's like how we were talking about before, he told Germany, "What the hell are you giving them money for?" You know, you
Yeah.
so yeah. I mean, he did that, and and I think that's what you see a lot of. It's kind of remember. I mean, I was younger. I don't remember per se, but the history lesson I learned was that Iran took hostages under Jimmy Carter, and then
Yes.
as soon as Reagan got elected, they were like, "Okay, here you go. You can have them
They
back now."
got released.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We know I'm an old bastard now, but I remember that. I was young then, but I remember the Iran
Yeah.
hostage affair.
Yep.
Yeah, that was ugly. That was ugly.
Yep. Yep. And see, so stuff like that, you see how different people, and I I like I said, I got relatives, and I know a lot of people that are very intellectual and they're very intelligent. They're educated. They went to college, all that stuff, and they assume that everybody thinks like all the world leaders think like them, where they're not as it's all about what's benefits of the economy versus that. As a dude, those guys like in China, the guys that are in charge of China, Russia, Putin, he doesn't. All he cares about is he's like pull them out. Who's got the bigger one? That's all I care about. That's all he cares about. He don't care about anything else. You walk in like you own the place, like Trump did. They're afraid of you. But if you walk in like Biden and you don't know where you're at and you don't know who's who and you don't remember your name and all that, then they're just going to walk all over you. So yeah. Oh man, I tell you what, I'm tired.
Yeah.
It was cold this weekend. It rained and it was cold. I didn't ride at all. And then it's getting warmer now. So, but we're going to be at the truck show.
Yeah.
In the truck, we're talking about the truck show. We're not going to be in the parking lot like normal. If anybody remembers that, well, we will be. We'll have a booth there. 74108 is the booth number, and we'll be set up there. We'll have a lot of things going on there. Our sponsors, we'll try to have some representatives of our sponsors there, but we sure will have LTR Transportation. They'll be there. We'll have some documentation and uh, some material for the DPF regeneration and also Trucker Tools. I do believe Trucker Tools is going to have a booth as well, and we might try to share each other out where we might go visit them, they'll visit us, kind of thing. Hopefully that'll work out for us. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm what I think what me and Greg are most excited about is to see how everything's going to unfold because, like I said, we're not going to be in the parking lot, and it's one of those things where, a lot of people are going to show up, say, "Hey, where you at? What are you doing?" We can't. Sorry, ain't going to happen. So, I think that's what we're most excited about.
Yeah.
But but yep.
Chris, Chris and Jessica's coming to the truck show again this year.
The what? Who? What?
Chris and Jessica, they had the big Kenworth, remember?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good.
At the big house.
Yeah,
They're gonna be down there this year again.
Maybe we can all use their shower.
Jess and Robbie's waiting. That'll little chicken mother for Rocky. Robbie, he's waiting to come on, I guess.
Where? Oh yeah, you know what? I haven't got the thing sitting on there. I didn't. I totally had it locked out. Oh, there he is. Yeah, because yeah, I had the other website pulled up, but here he is. Where's he at?
I'm still at home.
Still? Man, you must have got some of that Trump money still in the bank, paying the bills.
Yeah. Biden got all that stimulus money. He must have socked that shit away, huh? Nope. Oh yeah, Tiff said Luke called her yesterday.
Oh yeah, truck show season. Yep, you don't hear a peep.
This on her.
Yeah, you don't hear a peep out of the people. What is it? What is it? Everybody wants to be an outlaw trucker until outlaw trucker shit's got to be done.
It need to be done. Then you don't see none of them. Don't hear none of them.
Yep, that's what it is. It's like truck show season. To us, if people don't know, for Redneckanize, it's a year-round thing for us. Like to get ready for one show to do what we normally would like to do, it's a year-round thing. Getting ready, we have we have meetings once a month, maybe every couple of weeks. Of course, during the pandemic, we were doing the radio show, YouTube channel, all kinds of stuff with the website and the Facebook page and everything. It's a year-round thing. So what happens is we got people that support us, and we try to get ideas and coordinating all kinds of things going on, and so we always keep people in the loop and everything, and we got people always contacting us. Well, we got several people that we never hear a peep out of them until it's like, hey, I'll be there next week. And it's like, beware, where are you going to be? Because we're not going to be there. Because we don't hear from them all year long. So it's like, man, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, it's a year-round thing here. You gotta. It's busy. It's hard work. You know, and I don't know if anybody knows, but we don't make any money off of this. It's not like Greg's collecting a check from Redneckanize. He sure as hell don't. I tell you that.
Well, you ain't lying.
Yeah, no kidding. And I tell everybody during the truck show, you're going to hear it from me. You go to the truck show, I'm going to tell you I'm dog tired, and I can't wait to go home and go to work so that I can get some rest. Because the truck show there's no time for rest. But
no, you're lucky to get a good 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, no kidding. Yep.
Why you got on the radio?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do what?
Said what?
Do what?
He'll have mail coming? Oh, she didn't tell you guys you'll have mail coming in the next day or two.
Oh, okay.
What, a shirt?
No.
I was going to say.
Mail.
Yeah.
I got the shirt in the mail from you guys.
Did you get your shirt?
Man, I sent that out 6 months ago.
He said he got his shirt. What shirt? Oh, I know which one. What about shit show supervisor?
Yep. See, we're gonna have a shirt for every freaking day of the week down there.
Hey, there you go. I like that.
Hey, by the way, what the hell is your deal, Junior?
What?
You go home, and I've heard from you once that you've been home. Well, you go home and then you just act like you don't know nobody no more? You're starting to get as bad as Lou.
What? I've been doing shit here.
Huh?
I've been doing stuff.
What have you been doing?
You been busy working.
Busy, yeah.
That computer trying to find a load.
Yeah, that's right. You might be busy hit that damn load board trying to find load.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
And they ain't found you nothing yet. Get out of there.
Nope.
Shit, you be better off drop out somebody and hook that flatbed and take off again for a while.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay either.
Well,
I'd be finding me another job.
Yeah, but you know what it is? There's a lot of drivers out there that they work for chump change, man. There's a lot of them out there. They don't care. They don't have any kind of overhead costs, and they don't know. They don't know that they can make money. They just say, hey, I need $1,000. They should be getting 3,000, but all they want's 1,000. It's like right. I'll tell you the old joke I remember. I don't know if I told you before, but it was like, so there's a church up there in Arkansas, and they were needing money to build a new building, and so they got a meeting with Sam Walton to build a building to get donations to the church, and so they went into Sam Walton's office, and he was turned with his back to him, and he turns around in his chair, and he has a piece of paper, and he folds it up, puts it in his pocket, and he's talking to him, and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, this is what we need. He goes, okay, how much you need? He goes, well, we just need, if we had $200,000, that'd be awesome. So he's like, okay. And he turns around, grabs his big checkbook, in the big book, and he writes out $200,000 and gives it to him. He takes the piece of paper out of his pocket and he tears it up. And the pastor says, well, what's that? And he's like, well, I had a check here for $1 million, but you just asked for 200,000. So that's all you need. So, they could have got $1 million. They just asked for it, but they didn't ask for $1 million. They asked for 200,000. So it's one of those things where, a lot of drivers out there, they don't really realize that they can get the money if they just ask for it, I mean,
Right.
I learned that too. I was I called up Pete over there at Peter Ramsey Trucking, and he's like, "Hey man, you stuck down there? You need a freight? I got a trailer you can move." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, bobtail up here and come get this trailer and take it down that way." I said, "Hey, that sounds like a good deal." He says, "How much you do that for?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I don't even have a clue what I would charge, like that, because it's like I was always used to the rate getting set for me instead of me setting the rate."
Right.
And I just kind of did it in my head real quick based off the miles that I knew. And I said, I don't know, it'd be like $1,200. He said, "Okay." I said, "Really?" I thought it was a little expensive. And he's like, but come to find out, I think he was getting like maybe $3,000 to move that trailer. And if I could have asked for 2,500 and he'd have given it to me. It's one of them things
Right.
where you just don't know. If you don't know, how do you know? How
I'm
do you,
telling you.
what?
Fuel prices right now, the way they are right now, fuel prices for general freight right now, I wouldn't even touch key for less than $4 or $5 a mile.
Yeah.
Not less than $4 anyhow on general freight. It's ridiculous. There's no reason. You're looking at $4 a gallon fuel over $4 out here now.
Yes.
There ain't no way.
I took a video. I'm in South Texas, George West, Texas at the Flying J. It's $3.99 for diesel and $3.99 for DEF. That's what it is. So.
Yep.
Yep.
I just put gas. I put gas in my pickup the other day. It was $4.01 for gas. Cheap 87 gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, ain't you glad?
Yeah.
You glad you're driving a Dodge? You'll run on that cheap shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for cheap unleaded here, it's 309. I think it's like 389 for the high octane. Of course, you got to buy the high octane for the Harley. Harley has to have high octane. So.
Keep rubbing on Harley in it. Go ahead.
Hey, we was up yesterday. We was down in Wheeling yesterday, Ed.
Yeah.
Went down to Cabela's, looking around down there, guns and shit. Well, we left there. We went to the Harley shop. We stopped at the Harley shop before we went to Cabela's down there. Walk in there, had a brand new 2022. What the hell was that? I think it was I forget what the hell it was now. Anyhow, he asked me, he says, "What do you think the price on that is?" I said, "I don't know." I says, 25, 30,000. He looked at me. He said $45,000. I said, "What?"
Yeah.
He said 45. I said, "You know what?" I said, to me, I said, "Son of a bitch ain't worth 4,500, let alone 45,000." He said, "What do you mean? It's a Harley?" I said, "Yeah, it's a Harley. It's a foreign damn bike, just like everything else anymore." I said, 90% of the damn parts on there is come from anywhere else, Mexico,
Yeah.
Japan, wherever. I said, you're hard pressed to find anything on that bike. I said, other than being assembled in the U.S., I said, you ain't gonna find anything on it.
Yeah, so you say that.
I said, me and him stood there and talked for a good while Tip was looking around. $45,000. I mean, it was a pretty bike, but I can't see $45,000.
Yeah. Well, like you're saying, the bike is all metric, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you can order parts or as standard. I mean, you can order the parts to be sized in the standard, size instead of metric, and all that stuff. It's like, oh yeah, it's American because it's all standard. That don't mean nothing.
No, you start looking on there, look at the starter and the bolt-on components on it, and they come from everywhere. Most of the starters and stuff, the one on mine right down here's got a sticker right on it, made in Mexico.
Well, I mean, not only that, it's like, okay, so where'd you buy the steel at? Where'd you buy the aluminum?
Right.
To make the tank. Where'd you get all that material from? Because
exactly.
We know where it's cheap. We know where you can get it cheap. So yeah.
Right.
Yep. Like ain't no telling.
Yeah, they're not a Harley ain't any more than just the name, man. Because as far as the bike itself, it ain't no better than a Honda or a Yamaha or Kawasaki, Suzuki, or anything else. All you're buying is the name.
Well, that was the joke when I had my Shadow. They say you got a Harley. What do you need that Shadow for? I said, well, I need that Shadow that's something to ride when my Harley's in the shop.
Yeah, my buddy Jim, he went and had one. He had a Boulevard, Suzuki Boulevard.
Yep.
And if you look at them at a distance, these bikes all look the same anymore. These touring bikes.
Yeah.
And, it's like that Suzuki Intruders I had at 95. You get it, and it looked just like a Sportster from a distance.
Yep.
Well, he took that Boulevard. He took that Suzuki Boulevard he had. It was almost a new bike. He took the Suzuki emblem off the side of it, and he had one of his buddies make up a couple decals, a couple stickers for the side of the tank. It said Harley a Davidson. It said Harley a Davidson, and he put it on the tank on that thing. Them guys both, oh man, that's a nice looking Harley, man. He said, ain't a Harley. He said, yeah, sure. It says Harley around, and then they got to reading it, laughed like hell. They put Harley a Davidson on. He said that's a hillbilly Harley. He said that's for us that can't afford a Harley, so we build our own. Just change the sticks. Oh man,
That's
but it was comical.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've had two now. I got two down here in the garage, and to go out and buy another one, I won't buy another one.
No,
I won't.
Yeah,
that's it. I've got it. This one here will last me rest of my life. 24,000 miles, no 4. It's got 24,000 miles. That red one of mine. I won't get another one. There ain't nothing wrong with mine. Why trade it off and get another one?
Yep.
Buy another piece of shit.
But yeah,
having my way about it. You rode that Vulcan, that Kawasaki Vulcan out there. You rode it when you was up there.
That's,
a little bit. You rode it,
and that's a big bike.
I would trade that Vulcan for two of these damn Road Kings.
Yeah, that Vulcan.
That Vulcan rides so much nicer than what this Road King does.
Yep, and it's a big motor too.
Oh boy, it's a big bike. It's longer than my Road King.
Yep.
It's taller than my Road King. It's heavier. It's a lot more bike. It's just a totally way bigger bike.
Oh yeah, no, that's a big bike. Yep, you're right.
But and as far as looks, it puts my Harley to shame as well for looks. I mean, it's just
whoever spent the money on all that. They got all the chrome trim on it with all the little tassels and all that stuff. Man, I tell you, the leather looks good. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy we bought that off of, I think we paid $4,000 for that, didn't we? Yeah, I gave him $4,000 for that bike, or $4,500. I forget which now, but it was just like it is when we got it. All I do is wash it. We wash it, clean it, and that's it. That's all we do to it. That bike is just about everything that you could get on it is on it. So.
Awesome.
Here I thought I was going to sell that bike at one time. I thought I was going to sell that bike and it was going to be on its way to Texas, but that didn't happen.
Oh man!
Somebody had to go out and buy a Harley.
Yeah, well, that breakout I got now, I love that sucker. I just love it to death. I was, I didn't ride it all this weekend, but I had to go out there and mess with it a little bit, and I cranked it up, and I just love it. Just love it. Wiped it down. Yep.
I haven't had either one of ours started down here in the basement all winter. Last time they was started when you was up here. That was it. That's the last time they ever touched the starter.
That's we're talking about it. I mean, like I said, the weather got cold here, but other than that, we had a poker run scheduled for Saturday morning, but I think maybe about 5 or 6 people went, but it was raining and it was cold. It was like 40 degrees. I was like, man, you crazy? I ain't riding.
I'm thinking we're going to, as soon as the weather breaks, to where it warms up a little bit before it gets real hot, stupid hot up here in the summer. We're going to go out and do some riding, but I gotta pick a nice night when the weather's pretty, not cold, but not warm. And, when there ain't much of a moon out, just enough to where I can see a little bit so I can see to go out and steal gas from somebody so I can afford to put gas in it so I can go ride. I ain't going to be able to afford to buy it. I'm going to have to go out and steal the gas so I can ride the motorcycles this summer.
Yeah.
That's sad. That ain't even nothing to joke about, but, it's funny, but it ain't. All right, Robbie, I'm going to shut up. You can talk for a while.
I was going to say, I mean, really.
What are you talking about your bikes? I don't have a bike.
Yeah. What are you doing? What's racing? What do you do with racing fuel? You got to go out and buy that racing fuel. Is it expensive? What do you got to do with that?
Well, we run alcohol and everything. It's I think it's right around $3.50 a gallon right now.
Okay.
$3 a gallon, I think. But the sprint cars, we'll go through 25 gallons in a night, easy.
I'm going to start running off-road fuel. It's cheaper, and the fine, even paying the fine for getting caught running, is still going to be cheaper than the price of the fuel to run it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we normally buy a 55 gallon drum of it, and it normally lasts 3 race weekends, and that's pushing it. 2 to 3. It depends on how far we go throughout the night, or how many, if we have to run a B main or whatnot.
So I guess it's
it varies.
So I guess it's bike week down there in Florida. Is that right? Or when's that coming?
Yeah. Well, that's something else. There's a lot of these motorcycles and stuff that's going to bike week. They're getting in the convoy and they're convoying to D.C. And then when they get done with the convoy, then they're going down to Daytona. So you're going to have all these motorcycles down there too.
Yeah. I mean, it says
they can plug them side streets off with trucks and stuff to the trucks, so you can't get trucks and cars down to there. But how are they going to plug the sidewalks so you can't get a motorcycle around them?
Yeah, see, it says bike week is from the 3rd until the 13th. So it's next Thursday, or is it? Yeah, next Thursday, and then goes until the next Sunday. So the reason this comes up is because on cdllife.com, I don't know if any truck drivers ever been down there. I've been down there. In fact, I was down there maybe right before bike week started, and there's a big dealership right there on the highway. And I guess the family that owns that dealership owned all that land around there, and Love's came in and bought up some of the land. Well, the stipulation is that if you can build a truck stop here, but during bike week, you have to allow bikes to park in the truck stop. So during bike week, says Florida loves to offer only extremely limited overnight truck parking during bike week. And it says that Florida's Love location is asking truckers to plan ahead for an annual bike week event that will result in reduced overnight parking opportunities for truckers. Bike Week 2022 lasts from March 4th to the 13th, with events held every day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Because of major traffic created by the event, the Ormond Beach Loves location will only be able to offer extremely limited overnight truck parking from Thursday, March 3rd through Sunday, March 13th. During past bike week events, police have reported 2 to 3 mile backups on US 1 and Interstate 95 north and south of the Loves exit and the travel stop. Says the increased traffic volumes for truckers waiting to fuel, combined with significant influx of cars, trucks, and bikes during that week, caused traffic jams to the point the state police had to close the exit. Loves wants to provide necessary fueling for our professional truck driver customers, but to ensure that is still available, we need to keep the trucks moving in and out at the exit. Once the event concludes, parking will return to normal, Love said in the company blog post. And this has been going on ever since that Love's opened. It's every year during bike week. Just stay away from that Love's. Don't even go by there. But the problem is that trucking is a, you don't. It's kind of like if you're not a biker and you're not from the area, you don't run that route very often. You don't know. You have no clue that Love's is going to be like that. So I don't know. You would think there would be some kind of like billboard or message board or somebody would be telling the truckers, just don't go to that Love's. I would.
Wouldn't matter because they wouldn't pay attention to it anyhow.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody would pay attention, Yeah. But to me, I'm almost to the point where when I was going in and out of there and when I found that out, when I learned that, then anytime, didn't matter what day of week it was, I just did not go to that Love's. It's like me boycotting. I was just, why would I want to stop somewhere where you don't want my business? Your business, your other business is more important than mine. So if you don't, if you,
the motorcycles, pickups, and motorcycles and stuff, they can get off any exit there is and get into any gas station that there is along the highway. We can't with these trucks.
Well, I mean, and the biggest problem is that's where the event is. That's the bike week is at that dealership. I'm assuming it's there in other places. I guess there's events and things going on, but I mean I don't know. Have you ever been there? It's big property, open property next to a dealership. They set up like these big, huge tents, and there's cars parked in the grass and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's all right there. So it's that's why they had to. It's a problem because trucks are trying to get in and get fuel, and because cars and bikes are trying to get in and out of the event. It's right there. You, in order to get into the Loves to get fuel, you got to turn down the same road to get to the dealership. So it is a pain in the ass. But
Well,
again,
did you hear that? See on that back to the convoy for a second. They went and come across where the hell was it? One of the TAs out west, I guess. Kingman, Arizona.
okay.
When they went into the TA out there, I guess the TA told them that they weren't welcome in there. They couldn't come in there. They wasn't going to deal with it. With the trucks and the traffic and everything. And basically, TA told them to go pound salt and get out of there.
Yeah. See, that ain't well,
ain't that,
well,
and they was raising hell about it. The drivers, and the convoy was raising hell about it. I'm thinking, no, don't worry, no. Just go in there and patronize them again. Yeah. And then they started, tailoring them. Well, when we get down to the truck show, we're going to go in there. We're going to have a talk with TA when we get truck show. You can go ahead, go in there and talk to them all you want to. They don't give a rat's ass.
They don't care. Yeah.
Typical TA.
I was going to say,
it's like, okay.
If you're going to stop in Kingman, why don't you go on? Well, see, if he's in the TA, okay, that's over there by where you go to Vegas is on the south side of Kingman. But I was like, if the best place to stop, if you had a lot of trucks, the best place to stop would have been to go up the hill and stop over there at the Petro on top of the hill out there. That'd have been the best place to stop because it's bigger. But the TA, I mean,
no.
Well, the Petro is the same company.
Patronize them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. To me, in my opinion, if you don't want me on my worst days, then you don't want me on my best day either.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's just typical for TA.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn. They we appreciate the truck. Thank the American drivers, truck drivers. We appreciate your business. No, you don't. You just appreciate their money.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn about the drivers. All we want is your money.
Yep.
Come in here, get your fuel, get your shit, get out.
Well, and that's the whole thing is like you saying that all they want is your money. They don't want, they don't care what you think. They don't care your opinion. They don't care about whether or not what you need. It's not what you need. It's what we want to give you. It's like you go into to a truck stop and there's no showers or the showers suck. It's like, well, you're limited. You either stop here for a shower or you stink. One of the two. So it's one of those things. You're limited. You're restricted. Over here in George West, the Flying J, well, they're out of water. They don't have water. And the funny thing is they keep saying they're out of water. They don't have any showers. They don't have any. They have porta potties and all that. And the funny thing is there's 3 actual places to get fuel, 3 truck stops. Now the TA or not TA, there's no TA there. The Flying J is the newest. It's a new one. It's got showers. The other truck stops got fuel and they've got food, but they don't have any showers. They don't have any showers. Right. So you're kind of limited on where you can. Of course, then the parking lots aren't that big either. The Flying J has the biggest parking lot. But the funny thing is that you remember back in the day, of course, talking about Kingman. Kingman is a good example. Remember when truck stops were built out in the middle of nowhere, and they said, you know what, there isn't any facilities out here for us to be able to like get into water or sewer or whatever. We got to create our own. So they built water towers at a truck stop. Every time you went to a 76 or you went to a ripoffs or whatever, there were water towers. Kingman, Arizona, perfect example. There's water towers because there's no facilities.
Yep.
They have to create their own water pressure, so they built water towers. Well, George West is a perfect example because it's Interstate 37, and right in the middle between Corpus and San Antonio. There's nothing out there. There's 3 truck stops. Well, one of them is of Stripes, which is a local convenience store, and guess what they got? They got a water tower. It's not a very big one, but it's their own water supply. So they don't have to worry about water pressure from the county or whatever. Well, Flying J didn't do that. They tapped into the county water, and now when the county water went broke or failed, then their water failed. They don't have any water. So
well, I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've been out around Texas, down in that area, running around. I come up from Laredo up to Del Rio the other day.
Yep.
And when I finally got loaded out of Del Rio, I was so pissed off. I left Del Rio, started up toward Kansas City, and I come all the way up. Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, go ahead and laugh, asshole. You think that's funny, huh? There ain't shit up there for 100 miles.
Ain't nothing out there. Ain't nothing.
Nothing, man. Nothing but rocks and just mountains and rocks.
Man.
And I didn't see a power pole. I didn't see a cell phone tower.
No.
I didn't see nothing but about 500 dead skunks laying on the road.
Yeah. No, nothing. Dude, one night.
I didn't have no cell service for like 100 miles. And I'm thinking, man, if you break down out here, I'm thinking, oh, you black bastard, don't you let me down now, man.
Well,
I was out in the middle of nowhere. I didn't see, I've been only seen maybe 10 trucks going, what would that be? South, west, whatever it is. And I see nothing going my way. I mean, absolutely nothing for 100 miles. There wasn't a car come up behind me, and I see nothing in front of me going up.
You look out in front of you and you check your mirror behind you, and there is no lights, nothing. You are all by yourself.
Nothing. It was in the daytime, but it was nothing, man. I said, I'd never want to come back.
I was driving back when I was owner operator, and I didn't, like I said, I you pretty much did what you want to do. I was trucking through there one night in the middle of nowhere like that, and it was pitch black, no moon, nothing. And I had to stop. You get, nature calls, and you got to go when you got to go. So I stopped.
Yep.
And I got out and I did my business. And then I'm like looking around saying, there ain't nothing out here. I mean, I was out there for a good 15 minutes and there was no vehicles. I was there so long that I just went ahead and said, you know what? I climbed up back in the truck, got my Glock 19, come around to the side out there and saw a couple of those little cactus pads growing out of the ground. And I just popped a couple of shots off, right there. And it's like, ain't nobody out there, nobody doing anything. That's
by the time I did that, there'd have been 3 or 4 sheriffs come down, dude.
No, you would have hit it illegal and there'd have been blood everywhere.
Yeah. I'd have caught the only illegal coming up across that boy. I'd have got him. I'd have got him right there.
Oh man. But
I got back in the truck. I didn't see anything. You see anything? No, I didn't see nothing. I'd have gone.
Polar bear fell on me.
Polar bear fell on me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
Oh man.
Well, I'm done. You guys talk. I'm done.
You on a roll now. Don't stop now.
Oh man. But yeah, so
I don't know, man.
Louisville, Kentucky, March 24th is where it all starts, and we'll have a booth there. We're going to be over there by the food court in the pavilion, West Wing Pavilion. 74108 be the booth number. It's a big booth too. We're trying to think about what are we going to put in that booth. I mean, we got all kinds of room in there to mess around. So I'm pretty excited about it. Gonna see who all we're going to tick off. I sent Tiffany an email I got back from show management. Did she share that with you?
Yeah, she told me about it. I thought, when the hell you got? I'll tell you the same thing I told her. When the hell are you going to figure out that they don't want you there? When are we going to quit giving that asshole money down there? Toby.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Before when you said it, this is it. I think,
This is it. This is it for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, I think
somebody else better figure out what we're going to do or something, or somebody else can come get the shit because I'm done with his stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, definitely done with Louisville. I don't expect to be back there anytime soon after this year.
I was kind of hoping that this convoy would get real big and take a lot of the bling bling away from the truck show and take it into the convoy, and a lot of them would show up. I'd really like to see the son of a bitch starve down there is what I'd like.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see is GM not be able to get all them cars out of that parking lot down there and they get stuck with that. That's what I'd like to see.
People out there watching and listening along, I'll tell you what, we had people over there at the parking lot, normally where we park our trucks for the truck show at the free parking lot, Cardinal Stadium. It's full of cars that got manufactured but do not have ECMs or any kind of microchips, I guess, whatever they're waiting on from China, they can't get them. So the cars are just sitting there and they're in that parking lot. And under the assumption that they'll be out of there by the time the show starts. That's what we're assuming. But
no, that's what they're assuming. I'm hoping that they don't get out of there.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see what what Toby Boy does then.
Yeah.
Him and all his him and TA and Warner Enterprises. I'm curious to see what the hell Warner does for the drivers. We know TA don't do nothing for the drivers over there.
Yep.
Other than give them shitty ass cold showers and charge you for them.
Yep.
And run their service truck around and try to make money off everybody, but they don't. They want to make money. They want you to spend money on them, but they don't want to do nothing for the driver. I'm curious to see what they all do.
Yep. And so anybody that doesn't know, if you've never been to this show before, you park in the Cardinal Stadium parking lot, the TA, they'll advertise it and you'll see it. And you might think, you know what, that's a pretty cool little deal they got going there. And it's a trailer that they brought in that has showers. And they bring in a tanker, a like a regular, looks like a gas truck, but it is full of water and it has hot water. But because it gets used so much, it doesn't stay hot. They can't keep the water hot. So after about maybe the fourth or fifth shower, all the water's cold. And you just, even if the water's hot, if it's 30 degrees outside, it's 30 degrees inside those trailers. So as long as you're under the water, you might be warm, and the water might not be that hot, but it'll be warm. And as soon as you turn the water off, you're in 30-degree weather because it does. There's no.
I can't.
I did it once.
Tell you because I never used them. Jeff did, Blue did, and a lot of them did. I never
did it.
I the hell with that.
I did it once. I'll never do it again. I did it once, and I'll never do it again. I said no. That's
what Tip just said. Tip said I did it once. He said I'll never do it again.
Yep. I'd rather.
I guess you got to live on the edge. You know, you got to take one for the team once in a while. So hey, do what you got to do. But I ain't.
What do you call I tell people all the time.
You guys said that the showers over there were no, don't even waste your money.
And if you're if you're a big boy like me, you won't even fit in them.
Warm water.
Yeah, no, it ain't. And then they say there's a time limit. You can't, you gotta get in, get out. You can't, and then like I said, if you're a big boy like me, you can't move around. So, ain't no way you're gonna be able to reach around and clean where things need to be cleaned. And
well, now that's just something that that's not. See, I'll be the rest of the weekend or rest of the week trying to get that vision out of my head.
Hey, now, what do you call
that's something?
Well, that's what I was going to say was if you can bring your appropriate material to have your trucker shower in the truck, like we all know every trucker knows how to do, is to give yourself a trucker shower, with a whole big old what do they call them, those extra large tubs of baby wipes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not fun. And like you're saying, the TA doesn't.
A family-oriented show.
What?
This is a family-oriented show. We need to keep the
hey Richard. Hey Richard, calm down, Richard.
Lollipop, lollipop, lollipop.
What? What'd you say before? Why you gotta be so angry?
Why you gotta be so angry, Robin?
But
Why
again,
you gotta be so angry?
we were saying.
I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to get one of them T-shirts made up. Say, why do you got to be so angry, and send it to Toby? Why you got to be so angry? Just put that on a T-shirt and send it to Toby.
Man,
and then on the back, on the front of it, on the sleeve of it, put Redneckanize, www.redneckanize.com, right on the sleeve of it.
Yeah.
You really want to get in underneath his skin, don't you?
It don't make any difference. It's the last year for him anyhow, so to hell with him. I don't give a damn. Since when have I ever cared about pissing somebody off, Robbie?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah. Forgot about that. Slipped my mind.
I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, we're winding down tonight, so
yeah,
we didn't get anything accomplished tonight.
Well, we
covered a lot of things for the convoy. That's about it. Ukraine did a little bit of that. They won't listen to us, so what are you going to do?
We said it all along.
I called in. As soon as I got on, all I heard was ladder and coolers.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Safety first. Whenever you use a ladder, make sure you put it on top of an ice chest cooler.
Yeah.
And someone was talking about I don't jump out of planes, and I don't go up on ladders because you're afraid of falling.
This bubble don't bounce. That's exactly what I said.
But yeah, that's what we do. We're truckers, man. We solve every problem in the book. Every problem in the book is solved right here on Redneckanize Radio.
Well, I'm taking the rest of this week off, so I worked in her basement. I still got to finish the basement up where the basement was leaking in that one corner. I fixed that, put a hot water tank in today. That's why didn't know if I was going to make the show tonight or not. I didn't know if I was going to call in there or not because I've been working on that, me and her all day.
What do you call
I got that done? So
if anybody doesn't know, that's the basement, or AKA Sam's Club.
Walmart.
You need to go to grocery shopping. I'll give you Greg and Tiff's address.
No kidding, man. If you need ranch dressing or shampoo.
He said, "You guys don't know that." He said, AKA. He said, "You need anything, you go to Greg and Tiff's." He said, "It's AKA Sam's Club." Robbie said, "Yeah, Walmart." He said, "Anybody that needs groceries," he said, "I'll give you Greg and Tiff's address."
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm not going to be allowed there anymore.
Yeah. Lord, I apologize. Be the pygmies in New Guinea. Amen.
Start tomorrow. I think I'm going to go out work on the trailer a little bit. I got to put some more lights on the trailer, and I've had them. It's been so nasty up there. Supposed to straighten up next couple of days, not be too cold. All I got to do is drill some holes and get them in there, and I can put a heater inside, wire them up inside. But I got to figure out what to do with that. Get that ready.
90
show.
seconds.
I ain't worried about too much more as far as shelving and everything. As long as we can straighten it up to where we can get in there and cook our little bit of stuff, that's all it's gonna matter. So
good deal.
When
see what happens. But yeah, with Robbie and me and you and Robbie and Tiff and Chris and Jessica will be there now. You know, it just piss on Lou. I can care a shit less if she comes or not.
60 seconds.
I can give a fat rat's ass if she comes or not. If she comes, she might not be there long, and I'll piss her off and she'll leave because I really don't want her. But that's my. I mean, I don't want her down there. It's my opinion. I mean, she ain't had nothing to do the rest all year for the last 2 years, basically. So why the hell come down there and worry about it now?
Hey, Greg, to really be you want me to be a Richard? It's gonna be 86 degrees Wednesday.
I don't give a shit. It was. Watch your language. It was 90 in Laredo the other day, and I was bitching of my damn air conditioner. The top hose on the
10
pressure
seconds.
hose on the top of my AC compressor, Robbie, vibrated loose. The nut on it vibrated loose, and I lost my damn Freon out of the AC unit.
Wow.
Now, it's been all right for 2 years until I got ready to go down. All winter long, it stayed charged up. I get down there the other day, just pulled into the Texas, Welcome Center down there on 10 over there, and that's when I went to turn the air on and found out it didn't work. So I spent the next hour and a half down there tightening that hose up and charging my AC up. Yeah, I was not impressed. Got down to Laredo, it's 90 degrees down there for 2 days. Get up to Del Rio, the next morning it was 46 on Tuesday morning. I thought, really? What the hell? So anyhow, all right, you can sign it off, Ed. I'm out of here.
Good deal.
I'll talk to you guys next week, I guess, or at our next meeting, whatever.
Good deal. Yep. Yeah, we're going to log in here. So we want to make sure everybody checks out our sponsors, and that's Trucker Tools app, truckertools.com, or make sure you check out DPF Regeneration. That's dpfregeneration.com, or you can give them a holler at 800-634-3010. And then also we have LTR Transportation, and that's ltrtransportation.com, Load to Ride Transportation. They're out of Denver, Colorado, and you can also give them a call at 720-277-0030. Again, that's ltrtransportation.com, Load to Ride Transportation. One of our great sponsors there too. Check them out, and be sure to check us out. We'll be at the truck show in Louisville, March 24th, 25th, 26th, Louisville, Kentucky. The Mid-America Trucking Show will be in booth 74108, and you can check us out at redneckanize.com. Make sure you get all the details on that, and we appreciate everybody's support doing that. Make sure you remember to go subscribe to our YouTube channel and share his videos. Check them out. We got a lot of videos talking about a lot of different things, and we want to give a big shout out to the people of Ukraine and all the freedom fighters out there. We will support you guys. We love you. And, next time when you're thinking about fighting for freedom, think about Ukraine. Those guys are awesome. I tell you what, they're going to take it over. And we're playing Ukraine rock playlist off of Spotify. You go check them out. They got a lot of cool music out of Ukraine. Good people out there and fighting for their freedom, fighting off Russian aggression. It's awesome. So check that out, and then go check out People's Convoy. Look them up on Facebook, People's Convoy. They're started out in California, heading to D.C. Looks like they might be on their way up to Ohio tomorrow, and looking like they might be in D.C. sometime between Tuesday and Wednesday. And like I said, the State of the Union is Tuesday night, I think is what it is when the State of the Union is. So be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. And like I said, we get any details on that, we'll share it to our Facebook page. We appreciate everybody's support on that. And until next time, this is Redneckanize Radio. And everybody be safe, be successful, and keep between the ditches. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Мою свинцеву голову залило оловом і тягне донизу, наче повну валізу. Така світла макитра, мудра і хитра, враз обважніла і потемніла.